Hello and thanks for staying with us on Africa Independent Television AIT. This is the Signature Show. I am Mwabweze Njoku. Of course, my name never changes. Now, before he was sworn in for a second term in office, President Muhammadu Buhari made two promises. One, to fix the Nigeria police force. And secondly, to strengthen the judiciary. Now, issues arriving from those promises are in our special story for this Sunday. Now, last Wednesday, new administrations were sworn in both at the federal and the state levels across the country. Now, this Sunday, we bring you snapshots of those events, those ceremonies, and expectations of Nigerians from their new governments across the country. Now, in our interview segment this Sunday, we bring you the concluding part of our conversation with Tope Fasua, a political economist, on the need for this country to build a consensus for national development across party lines and across interest lines. And you don't forget our corruption story for this Sunday, which comes up at 2:45. Now, the issue today is on Enugu robbery victims who have now become suspects of attempted murder because they beat up a robber who invaded their residence, and the police is asking them to treat the injured armed robber. Please stay with us for these segments, and we will be back. About 2 weeks before he took the oath of office for his second term as president, Muhammadu Buhari gave a hint on some areas of priority the government would devote its attention to. President Buhari said that he would give considerable attention to the police and the judiciary to make them deliver on their constitutionally defined functions and the expectations of a democratic society. Making those two institutions perform effectively and efficiently requires a belief in them. It may be necessary, therefore, to remind the president how the police, for instance, arrived at its present unenviable position of loss of confidence, inefficient performance, misuse and abuse, and becoming the butt of every social critic.
The politicians have damaged the police very badly. Police will make all efforts, train their senior staff, senior police officers, send them to training. They have the knowledge, they have the capacity, they are ready, they are willing to combat crime. Only for a person to hear from the radio that a new IG has been acting IG has been appointed, and therefore all DIGs and assistant commissioners, deputy commissioners, all of them gone. That they are going is a minus to the police force. The police was well equipped before the Civil War. If the military, when the military came, because the police people are the only people they could confront, stopping them from their coups. Because these policemen are the men, and the E department has information on them. So they don't want to give them the powers. I have a privileged information. From my own pedigree. Like the intelligence report of the E department of the Nigerian police, if it had been followed by, if it had been looked at, in fact, Nzogu could have arrested even before the coup. But they keep tab. So these military men don't want to keep tab on them, who will know when they are planning coup, and then they now dismantle the police, took all their equipment, made the police to be what I would nearly call boy police.
Therefore, they began a sustained underdevelopment of the police by slashing its budget, improvisioning the force, limiting the number of its personnel, and denying the force critical training that could equip its limited manpower to perform optimally. The police has since been balkanized and a number of its critical functions domiciled in new institutions, with allegiance taken away from the police leadership.
All powers that police should have been taken away. Police is supposed to be in charge of control of crime. Stealing of money, is it not crime? But now police can't do it, it's only EFCC. Before now, there was a department in the police called E department that were carrying this and other functions. So if the police were allowed to be and the president wants to do it, my suggestion, bold to the president, is to dismantle this EFCC business and make them part of the police. Or for him to accommodate and understand what I'm saying, I agree with me, make the present EFCC E department of the Nigerian police. After all, the person who is in charge of the EFCC is usually an assistant commissioner of police or deputy commissioner of police, who is not even up to the rank of manning a department. In the Nigerian police, it is the DIGs that man departments. Make it E department and get experienced police officers to be in charge of that E department. Don't say police, E departments, after all, the police now have a SFU, where they also deal with matters that you can take to EFCC. So there should be no duplication. Go to ICPC, let ICPC be. Because one of the reasons why EFCC, they are doing well, but they should do better if they had more competent officers. Even in the legal department, there are officers who are trained, who are there in the Nigerian police, who could have been so useful to investigation of crime. The whole thing is because of the military tendency of looking at the police and doing everything to make the police not powerful.
For the police to return to its old performing and respected self, the federal government must decide to reinvent the force. In the case of the judiciary, the situation is more complex. But the most prominent situation is that in which the executive, its ministers and agencies undermine the authority of the judiciary.
Let's assume that from advice or his experience, because he's an experienced man, he has seen that what he's doing to judiciary is unprintable. And he's not asking, what do we do to make the judiciary change? What he will do, first of all, is that for the judiciary to change, he must recognize that judiciary is a body set up by the Constitution, as the same Constitution set him up as a president. He doesn't have powers that they have. They don't have powers that he has. Each person should be in his own power. So the president is not the person to decide for security reasons that somebody should be kept on. We're not running a military government. There must be rule of law. If he thinks that, put it through your lawyers and go to court. As long as the present president is keeping El Zazaki, Dasuki, and all these things that are going on, there's no need of talking about improving the judiciary. It's not we are breaking the house of, trying to commonize a sacrosanct institution like the judiciary and coming to their house by 1:30 a.m. to pick them up like common thief. And they are talking of improving judiciary. What do the judiciary want to improve? Is it this must be a political story? I don't think the president said so. I'm challenging the president. Say could not have said he wanted to improve the judiciary. But if he said so, for us to know it is true, let him first of all obey the judicial instruction, which are issues. If let's say if they give money to the judges or to the state high courts or federal CJN and all that, it's an insult to my profession. It's an insult to the legal profession to think that if they give money for running of our judiciaries independently, that the monies may not be used. The people to fear are the executive, not the judiciary. The judicial officers, most of them, are gentlemen of honor. So why don't you allow them to do their job? In short, even the judiciary is trying. Because if every money that you get, you must go cap a hand to the executive, then where lies the independence of the judiciary? Where lies separation of power?
Are the FCT minister and the agency of the Federal Capital Development Authority not taking a cue from the president himself? After all, when a robber father sends his son to go and rob, the boy does not enter the house of the robbery victim stealthily. He breaks the door with his feet.
By law, you don't do double punishment on a particular issue. So the moment you are punished, you are set free.
In other words, you paid for your sin. I have a worry here.
Yes.
But you were given a notice before this demolition. When did you get the notice?
The notice we got before this demolition was on Friday evening by 7 p.m. And on Monday morning by 6:45.
How many days, how many months, how many weeks notice did they give you?
They just cancelled 21 days and wrote with their pen 48 hours. But then, if you look at even if we have to go with the time, 48 hours, number one is a weekend. 48 hours is working hours, not weekend hours. And then 7 p.m. on Friday to 6:45 a.m. in the morning is not 48 hours. As a matter of fact, a restraining court order against the FCT, Development Control, Abuja Metropolitan Management Authority, against coming, either their agents, privy or whatever, police coming to Caramelo. And the restraining court order is live as we are speaking.
Were there any efforts before now to sort out this matter?
The only time was last year, sometimes in 2018, around it was at March or thereabout last year, that they invited over 15 bar clubs operators in Abuja. It wasn't only Caramelo anyway that was invited to the permanent secretary's office for discussion. And on getting there, the next thing they told us, just like that, was that we should understand that the Abuja master plan, where that we are distorting it, that we should just go and close our businesses in 1 month, that they're giving us 1 month to close. That was the only time. So we thought of many options to follow, and then we as a group decided, okay, we are not fighting, we don't want to fight our government, but let's go to the National Assembly, the FCT, House Committee on FCT, and let them understand what our government is telling us. Because at the end of the day, government is for the people, by the people, and not against the people. The chairman of the House Committee on FCT acknowledged our petition and told us that he's going to invite all of them, the FCT officials, development control, everybody, and to a roundtable meeting, so that he should hear every one of us. And then the schedule they did for that, and we all came together. They all came. The minister was represented, the PAMSEC himself was there, the coordinator, the development control, the directors, all of them were there. And then they asked them, why do you ask a fellow Nigerians that invested in Nigeria and employed Nigerians? Why do you tell them to go and close their businesses in 1 month? When government is putting policy in place, they must put a lot of things into consideration, knowing fully well that at the end of the day, we all are Nigerians. And these are Nigerians that brought out their own money and invested to support the economy. Now, even if there is any infractions, that government seek and find a way to regulate it so that you don't go and kill the businesses and indirectly destroy the economy and then even increase crime and all the whole social vices that will come with it.
So what agreement was
So
reached?
the agreement that was reached, which was concluded by the chairman, House Committee on FCTN, was that the status quo should remain.
These, however, do not mean that the promise by President Muhammad Buhari to give more attention to the police and the judiciary is misplaced. The only point that needs to be stated is that the physician should first heal himself as a sign of faith in the institutions and the genuineness of his promise.
Last Wednesday, May 29, 2019, was historic, with new governments across the country being sworn in to handle the affairs of the states. It also marked the beginning of a second term in office for President Muhammadu Buhari. The federal government had announced in advance that the swearing in of President Muhammadu Buhari and Vice President Yemi Osinbajo would be low-key. That may account for the absence of all former heads of state and presidents except General Yakubu Gowon from the Eagle Square, where President Muhammadu Buhari took his oath of office. Not even representatives from ECOWAS, African Union, the United Kingdom, the United States, and the European Union were present at the Eagle Square. Anyway, our expectation is that since June 12 has been declared as Nigeria's Democracy Day, the personalities will be present at the events marking the day. But for many of the states, it was a day to set out a new hope, new expectation, and new promises.
I'm greatly honored to stand before you today to assume the overwhelming mandate you have given me. This inaugural address will not dwell on the past, but look to the future because of the urgency and the magnitude of the task ahead of us. We want all of you to be a part of the implementation as we work together to move our state forward. We may make decisions that are sometimes uncomfortable, but we will try our best to always be just, fair, and act with the fear of God. I am here as your governor to serve you. I will work tirelessly and take responsibility for the workings of every sector. While I will delegate effectively, the buck will stop with me. I want you to hold me accountable, and I will also hold you accountable as we work as partners to bring Oyo State to glory.
I'm here today as your governor. This day marks the beginning of a new chapter in our journey to greatness. Today, I ask you to join me on this journey to awaken a greater Lagos. When we speak of a greater Lagos, we speak not of empty words. It is a deep and profound assertion we make. We intend to take and make history by making ourselves and our children a better future. Therefore, on this day, on this precious land we call our home, let us stand together in this very place of history. Let us vow to ourselves and to prosperity that we shall not just dream of a greater Lagos. Let us agree this day that we shall collectively rise up to build the Lagos of our dream. We need not be discouraged by challenges that may be apparent. Today is an opportunity for us to forge ahead in our quest for a greater Lagos. It is possible.
In Bauchi State, the swearing-in of Senator Bala Mohammed as a new governor turned to a carnival of the ordinary people, the workers and the political class. The people, however, did not forget to express their expectation from the new government, while regretting what they described as the wasted 4 years of the last administration.
Today's inauguration, if you look at the crowd, is the first of its kind in the history of Bauchi State. That clearly indicated that the people of Bauchi State have never had it so tough under the outgoing administration, because it was a happy-go-lucky administration. Destroyers of repute. Bauchi State and its people have suffered untold hardship under this outgoing administration. Now a surveyor has come in the person of Senator Bala Muhammad Kauram Bauchi.
The Cross River State Governor, Professor Ben Ayade, did the unexpected. He announced that he would not be the governor of the state in his second term, as he has effectively handed the reins of government to his deputy, while he would relocate to Ikom local government, from where he would operate as a Cross River State project manager in an effort to industrialize the states. For Akwa Ibom, Wednesday was a day to renew the social contract between the state government and the people, while in Rivers State, Nyesom Wike promised to be on the side of the people and designing and implementing projects in the states, with a promise not to give criminals an inch to operate from. Overall, May 29th seemed to be a new beginning for most states. Delivering on the promises made that day will make Nigerians look to May 29th after every 4 years.
I contested against him by God's grace. At that point, I showed him that, look, Oga, this is your work, we can do it. I know that the job of being a president of the country is a death wish.
It's tough, very tough.
It's a death wish. Because there's a lot at stake for this country. You know, remember the thing I just painted the hierarchy of human beings in this country, in this world. Caucasian, now Indians, Chinese, now Indians, now the blacks, way down there. In the dirtiest parts of every city in the world, that's where you find the blacks.
And the blacks are looking up to Nigeria.
We are looking at what is Nigeria doing with its time. We are piecing it around. We are giving the world 91 million poor people in abject poverty. We don't care. Look, this is Mbappe. The other day, a friend of mine invited me to somewhere, they call it a Jegule Road. In this Mbappe, this Abuja. And our people are not, they don't understand anything to do. Except maybe once in a while you come there, you demolish all their houses, and you tell them to just sort themselves out. Even El-Rufai, who they said was the best thing that happened to Abuja. I remember in 2006 that 500,000 people were displaced in Nigeria, according to the UN Refugees Commission. And it was this because of this El-Rufai who went and demolished. Look, I've studied enough to see how other countries position themselves. Because like Singapore, when you are demolishing, you have to have an option for people. Where are these prototype houses? When you're flying into Abuja now, you know that another war is coming. Because the slums are they're metastasizing all over the place. People are now building with impunity. Nobody cares anymore because they realize that the government does not care for them. That is Nigeria for you. So how? No. Now you see, let me say that. Look, we are going to have to totally think outside the box. That is why people like us got involved in the presidency, to see how we can add our own little madness to see whether something will give, because something needs to give. I think it is fairly obvious from our discussion today that government and those within government will not bring the solution.
They don't have all the solution. Naturally, they don't have all the solution.
They have any solution, but it is obvious that they will not bring this solution. It is obvious from the statements we have seen in recent times that we are in trouble. You know, they are saying themselves that they know that we are in trouble. Somebody like my guy, Dr. Abraham Nwankwo, who was in DMO, just a couple of weeks back, gave a talk somewhere and said the debt level is unsustainable. It is problematic. You know what I'm saying? I said, what you were defending this thing 2 years ago. Meanwhile, Aisha and Zainab Ali Ahmed, she's busy defending that and say that we are owing $80 billion as we speak. We've never owed that much money. That is from an economic angle that's coming. This morning I'm reading newspaper, NFL is saying that look, Nigeria should brace up for the next global financial crisis.
He said so.
You know what I'm saying? These guys, now we are saying this thing, these are coded messages. By the time the tsunami hits the country financially, who knows where we're going to end up again? You know what I'm saying? So these are issues that bother some issues, and again, I think that we have to look back at ourselves. I think that's the solution I would give. That anybody that is inspired to so convey any such consensus or anything you can do to add to the building of a consensus. For example, this conversation we are having, the inspiration you had to say, let us discuss consensus, is part of the building block towards the real consensus that we have to reach.
Do you think National Assembly will play any part in this consensus?
Oh, let me tell you why National Assembly will not play any part. See, this last National Assembly was quite hardworking. In spite of all the lampooning, I'm just reading today, something yesterday or 2 days ago, Dogara said that this last National Assembly, 8-1, is the most hardworking in the history of Nigeria. True. Very true. But Buhari stepped down 40 of their bills, unprecedented as well. Among those bills are bills, one of the ones that talk about that the president should give a State of the Union address, which I think is some of the things we should adopt.
Unnecessary.
We say we are doing American everything that's good, we throw it away. The one that's, we take it up. You know what I'm saying? The one that's expensive and will add more money to people's pocket who are serving in the National Assembly, that's the one we do. The one, I remember the one on tourism as well. I just kept all of those articles because I'm going to have to write about it. So, but what it is showing us is that, look, number one, mind you, it is not Buhari's opinion to step down those bills. It is the opinion of some technical people around him. He does signs. So the National Assembly works so hard and throws up bills after having done public hearings and so on. Public expense, first reading, second reading, third reading, all that stuff. He gets the president and cavalierly, he just say, look, I'm not interested in this thing. All sorts of flimsy excuse. You start to quote there's one other person performing that role. No, if this bill is going to make that role be performed better, sign it. We can't fund it. There's one on tourism, which they pushed to him and he also stepped down. And that one says that, look, people who lodge in hotels, they will pay a small token amount for tourism development. People who travel in and out of Nigeria will pay. They stepped it down. In fact, paradoxically, they said it will affect tourism in Nigeria. So what are you talking about? Why are we like this? So we prefer to queue up for this crude oil. And the ways that we can actually diversify the economy, we are killing it. So that is why National Assembly will not be the ones to reposition, because I'm sorry, if they could, under Dogara and Saraki, we would have seen the effect. But those guys, I didn't know that, I've never met them before, but these guys, from what I've seen back end, they really worked hard. They were sharp people. And the fact that they were not kowtowing to the executive also meant something, meaning that they faced their work. But as they were doing the work, the president has shown that, look, he doesn't care, so some egghead, some small boy in the office will just look at them and say, and then write one lovely grammar and say they step down the bill. Baba will sign. What is Baba's opinion about those bills? He's not physically fit enough to handle all of this wahala.
But we saw him jogging in Saudi Arabia. Anyway, the more important thing, the political parties advanced so many ideas, programs, things to help Nigeria arrive in the course of the campaigns in 2019. Do you not think that they also also have a role to play in creating this national consensus. Even if the president is resisting and the political parties are pushing that Nigeria should find a common ground for its politics, for its economy, for its defense, better than what we're experiencing.
This is the point at which Peter Abe should have been here.
Yes, I told
him. Because when you told me he was going to be here, I was very happy. But now I'm going to call him when we leave here to let him know this is not good enough. Because it is actually one of the things we are working on. In fact, there was a committee we are working on. I may not be able to reveal much of this thing as political party under the auspices of IPAC, repositioning IPAC and the political parties, and to let them understand that rather than this whole idea of the INEC is threatening they want to withdraw license of political party, you cannot and you must not at any point in time, at this material point in time, close down the political space or the space of political expression. The option, the alternative to political expression is chaos and anarchy. Let us wake up every morning and express ourselves and say, okay, look, I belong to ANRP, that's where I want to belong. You can't couple me into APC PDP by force, because I believe that those two organizations have put this country in immense trouble in the last 20 years. You know what I'm saying? So these political parties, I always tell people that we political parties, no matter how weak and small some of us are, we hold the key to the emancipation of this country politically and economically and even socially, because the best ideas, as you rightly said, it comes from there. I position myself running for president of this country as the ideas man. Some of my ideas, like this issue of palm oil and all of that they're talking in CBN, what's my idea? They know. They are not. I did the research, and I publicized the research during my campaign. And when that issue was discussed, even on the floor of the bankers committee, they mentioned that article that I wrote. But you see, it doesn't matter. And we are going to continue to throw out all of these ideas. I've done enough research, even in terms of repositioning the revenue of this country. I talk about the budget a lot. I say, look, how this country be, you are running, VAT. I was with some people in FRS a couple of days back, and they told me, big man, and they said, look, the VAT, they collect VAT of $25 billion in South Africa. That is the entire budget of Nigeria. It's only the VAT that they collect in South Africa. That's why South Africa, as we're speaking, this year, the budget of South Africa is $135 billion for 60 million people. Nigeria is doing what, $29 billion. And we have
oil. We have the oil.
In spite of the oil, in spite of the people. So we, like you said, we're going to keep on throwing out all the ideas out of patriotism. Patriotism. Back to the issue of patriotism. Out of patriotism, we're going to keep throwing out the ideas, whether they like it or not, whether they use it or not, whether they acknowledge it or not. It's our duty. It's our duty as political parties, especially because we are very agile political parties right now. As a matter of fact, the IPAC is repositioned. When we got into IPAC as new political parties, they knew that some stubborn boys came. The level of conversation is elevating. It used to be a place where people just go and support ruling parties and so on, but it's not like that anymore. We're putting some intellectualism into that.
But two areas of concern to me. As Buhari goes in for a second term, and we're talking about building consensus, do you think there's a need for this country to look again at its military and raise the question whether the kind of military we have now can serve our current security needs and look beyond, profile Africa, profile West Africa, and determine what kind of military we want? That is one. And who should be called in to look at that challenge and be able to give Nigeria what to do? Second point, do you think there's need to declare a Marshall Plan for northern Nigeria? One, in terms of education. Two, in terms of poverty.
Let me start with the second one. Marshall Plan will not be for only northern Nigeria. Marshall Plan for the entire. Look, people, I was already asking me about developmental. But what are you talking developmental plan? Development planning, 3 year, 5 year. You need a Marshall Plan. An emergency plan. You need to lock down. That's what we need to do in this country right now. Lock down. And say, listen, okay, forget what the World Trade Organization is saying. You have to protect yourself. What kind of country do you want to run? You know what I'm saying? You need to lock down. The poverty crisis is everywhere. Not only in northern Nigeria. So if we need Marshall Plan for the entire Nigeria, the North needs Marshall Plan race power too, because it is a generational problem they have created with this education something. And there are still some people, there are governors who are afraid of even some malams, and they can't take those children
out of the system.
And there are deep in the north, there are places where they don't even see
governance means nothing.
They don't even understand the concept of all this modernity and with the
government and governance, local government.
They don't understand that sometimes some big men can come, they collect from them, they don't care. You know what I'm saying? So the North needs that Marshall Plan race power too. But the entire Nigeria needs a Marshall Plan for repositioning the economy. I have always said that we should be growing at double digit. We should be closing income gaps. I just finished reading an article, a long article by a Professor Ha-Jun Chan. Ha-Jun Chang is a professor in Cambridge, fantastic man, Chinese origin, amazing. And he said, he actually titled it Macbeth without the Prince of Denmark or something like that. And then he said that now the subtitle was how development rhetoric no longer has development in it, or something to that effect. That now people are talking of comparative advantage, they're talking of microfinance, they're talking of entrepreneurship. That all of these things will not work for countries like Nigeria. For how long have we been talking about microfinance? How many microfinance banks do they have? They are building more microfinance banks. NIPOs are past the NIPOs one, nicer microfinance. Even the whole idea that you think that development will be brought about by giving people loans. Yesterday I was watching on CNN in the US how student loan is a major issue. Student loans. I've been somewhere when someone was suggesting that the way to reposition education was student loans. I'm like, oh my God, I don't know why you see road and people inside bush. You know what I'm saying? But so we need a total Marshall Plan for the entire country. Okay, whether in terms of repositioning education and what have you. In terms of the military, number one, we should not forget that military should be in charge of external security. Unfortunately, the military has been deployed in about 32 states in this country. You see,
for internal security. What police should be doing
in peacetime. So the police is what needs to be repositioned. And I've always said, there's a big deal about it. The police needs to be repositioned. Okay, fine. Half of our police are carrying bag for people. No problem. You want them to carry bag? Let us see that money going into TSA. Charge them 100,000 naira per one person, one policeman to guard you per month. Yeah, big man. Listen, you're billionaire. You should be able to pay that. Let us see it in the TSA. We can raise trillions from that money, and then bring more people into the police. These cameramen can be in the police. They can be in the police and still be cameramen. They have their job schedule. I know that recently I heard that they want to have some sort of community policing.
Constabulary. Maybe I've seen their policeman in my village.
Listen, you know what? Even in Jamaica, most men in Jamaica, they do two jobs. It's in Nigeria, and of course, unfortunately, even the rhetoric from some of our young people, everyone's talking about making quick money now, making quick money. So they maybe Yahoo, my friends are Yahoo. They all kind of stuff. These boys should be in the police. Yes, all that stubbornness. Put them in the police. Some of them in investigation. Some of them in information gathering. Look. It is the people of this country that will secure this country. This country is the one who most unsecure. Look, go to Lagos. Most of those boys doing Okada from Niger Republic. Do you know what? I was in one office recently, and a boy, one young man who studied in Mariam Abacha University in Maradi in Niger Republic. So, I don't know whether you know that's what Mariam Abacha University is. We are hoping that the one that Madam wants to open for President Buhari will also not be in Niger. But
maybe in Sudan.
The boy told me, I don't know about that. The boy said that look, that when they were studying Abacha, if you venture out around 7, 8, you don't have your ID card, it's straight to police station. They don't joke. The other time I went to Abuja Airport, and I saw some people from Red Cross there. So what do you guys come to do here? They said some Nigerians were deported from Niger. They came to pick them up and assist them and rehabilitate them. Niger is deporting our people. We allowing them in hundreds of thousands all over the country. Imagine Okada.
Well, Tope.
So you see, it's the ownership. There's no ownership for this country.
We want to own
and that ownership will then come with that respect for the country and the understanding of what you do with the country.
I've been conversing with a friend, Tope Fasua. It's always a very exciting time having Tope on this program, Tope. Thank you very much for coming.
You're welcome, sir. Thank you very much.
Well, so the conversation continues next Sunday. Of course, my name never changes. It remains Mwabuz in Joko. For this afternoon, let us thank you for investing your time and let the conversation continue next Sunday. Good afternoon.
My country people, another tori time don't reach for this program corruption tori, for where we dey shine torchlight put for different corruption matter for this country. My name na Ufoma Eguria. Say I want welcome una well. Acting Inspector General of Police Mohammed Adamu don't get very tall iroko tree to climb for this corruption matter. He don't kuku promise say he go change the way we Nigerian police dey for ethics and human rights matter. But it can't be like say as the Inspector General they dance go one side, now so the bead for him waist and the one for him ankle they dance go another side. My people, the story where we dey hear say police for Uwani division of Enugu Police Command they force way country people where armed robbers don't attack, say make them must to bring 50,000 naira each by each. They show say one way to combine the dance where we Inspector General of Police they dance with the one way waist beat they dance. If it too hard pass to climb the Iroko tree for we Inspector General. This story wey we want talk so, e no dey funny at all. E get one Wednesday night, 3 armed robbers enter Uwani area for Enugu. Some people wey dey the area try escape begin shout to come go call their neighbors make them come help. As the neighbors enter street to help the people wey the armed robbers dey show pepper, na so the armed robbers enter 440 begin run. 2 fit to escape, but 1 no get luck. Na so them hold lamb with the handset and the laptop wey e just thief. As usual na, the people begin beat shege comot for the armed robber body. As they begin beat am like animal, na so police from the Uwani division show come save the armed robber before them go kill am throway.
That incident happened just long ago at Uwani axis, and our attention was drawn to that effect. First and foremost, it has to do with a robbery matter. Robbery matter is not to be entertained by division or entertained at the State Criminal Investigation Department, where we have a robbery department that handles that. Likewise, the Special Anti-Robbery Squad. We don't handle robbery matter within the divisional level and all that.
The ideal thing for a citizen to do is to arrest the suspect and hand over that suspect to the police within a reasonable time. But what we just said now is more of as contained in the books. In practice, you rarely find citizens do that. Sometimes you find them lynch suspects and all that. This is because people have lost faith in the system, and they feel that the police will not do the needful if they should hand these suspects over to them. So you just choose to take laws into their hands, invariably called self-help.
Major issue now we are talking about is armed robbery. Armed robbery is a very serious offense with capital punishment. Now, police has arrested the injured armed robber. Although I have not seen the statement of the residents, whether Mr. KK Okafor said, when I saw this man, I started beating him. because you call it a mob action. And when you're talking about a mob action, one is a community. And I doubt whether you can be able to pinch the one that gives 2 blows and the one that gives the other blow. So now there is a mob action.
The people wey this robber bin go their house go rob them, come follow the matter go police station for warning, make them for fit collect their kaya with the thief. See as the case go come go. As them reach there, na so tori change o. Dem talk say the police gbap these people wey come report armed robber, put them for inside cell, say them be suspect for the case of say them nearly kill the armed robber with them catch.
That is why we are talking about Nigerian police being reformed. We they need to go to undergo training and retraining, because before you establish a case of attempted murder is a very serious offense. What are the stage you have gone to arrive to that issue, that this person also committed an attempted murder? Because if he committed an attempted murder, he should also be detained. It's not, you don't demand money from him to treat, but we know what is happening. It is wrong. We are talking about law. It is absolutely wrong. I don't know whether police during the investigation, because I know that when the armed robbers came, they did not come the whole of Owanes, the residents of Owane, they came to a few persons. I don't know whether the police were able to link the beating to the private persons whose house were attacked. That one is that. If they said, yes, we were able to say, Mr. Peter, yes, they stole your laptop, they broke your house, they matched you. I am saying you are the person who beat this armed robber. That one is a case. Police will now investigate that one and also investigate that of a armed robbery. These are the two issues on that. But yeah, if police cannot be able to link this thing to because you don't speculate. Criminal offense is personal. If you cannot link that beating of the armed robber to any of the persons there, I think asking them to pay money is wrong.
One of these people where police arrest say them nearly kill armed robber, talk say police for Uwani division don't collect 15,000 naira by force for her hand. Say now waiting them take carry this armed robber go hospital as them nearly beat am die. Them don't talk say police don't they force all the people where armed robber enter their house. Say they must to pay 50,000 naira each to treat this armed robbery suspects.
At the first instance, that matter is not supposed to be handled there. Secondly, because it cannot be handled there, it's us that's handling it at the state CID here, where we have the clinic. We have clinic here. So what we do is that if it's something that requires first aid and treatment, it is done here at the headquarters, while we continue with our investigation. So the issue of requesting for money or asking people to do this so that we go and do this now should not have arisen.
It is not the responsibility of the victim, armed robbery victim, to treat the armed robber, because it is the offense is not against the victim. The offense is against the state. Now, when the state arrested an armed robber, they have federal medical establishments there in Enugu. Orthopedics is there, UNTH is there, prison, Nigeria prison, they also have police clinic is there. They should be able to treat using government medical establishments. If they say that they don't have drugs or anything to treat the armed robbery suspect, it is their own business, because the offense is not against Mr. Okeke, whose house was being burgled. The offense is against the state. Now, asking the armed robbery suspect to bring money to treat the armed robber, I think that police officer deserves a dismissal letter.
Meanwhile, these people where armed robbers enter their house to yarn say police never do anything to get the kaya where armed robbers carry come out. They know they talk the ones where armed robbers use machete take cut their body anyhow for treatment. The
state has the primary responsibility for the safety of its citizens. But in a country like Nigeria, we all know that the reverse is the case. Because if you wait for the state, that means the victim will end up not being treated, and a lot of things can come out from it. So basically the victims, relatives, and most times it's even well-wishers or bystanders that take care of the victim, treatment and foot the bills and all that, which should not be.
And if you also report that this armed robber also gave me this wound, of course, police is expected as well to take you along with the armed robber, because life first. It is only a living that can do a case, both the complainant and the suspect. Now, police may say, we don't have the facility. Of course, as a complainant, your relative would like to look for a better medical distance to save your life first. But ordinarily, the case is against the state. The state is expected to take the responsibility of everything.
We have clinic here. Once we pick him up at that level, what we intend to do is to take you to our police clinic where he will be resuscitated. But if we cannot do that, maybe if you don't have the facility, to take care of that, we can take you to nearby other government hospitals and all that, where the person will be treated, because we know where we are treating you. We are treating you to ensure that you get life back, to assist us in what we are trying to find out. But first and foremost, it's a robbery matter. The people asking that, or whoever is asking that, ought not to do that, because he would ordinarily. Because one, if you give him, he won't see do it, because he's not entitled to handle such matter.
The police authority don't yarn their own, say them go chook eye for the matter well. Check am to make sure say them get the truth of the matter, can't get justice for the case.
The people that are lynched, what they try to do is to put laws into their hands. Two wrongs can never make a right. So, but our own, we are much more, concerned about, ensuring that we secure the life of the suspect, so that they can assist us in our investigation. Maybe they are 4, maybe they are 5, maybe they have other groups. Then so by so doing, when we're able to secure the life, you'll be able to aid us in our, just as we are doing too. So that's whoever may have said that, said that out of his own, because it is not the responsibility, because we have our clinic here and all that. And first and foremost, they are not supposed to investigate. Why should they ask for such? Because one, this is a case he knows that from day one that he's not entitled to handle. What he's supposed to do is kind of to inform us. Having informed us, we ask them to bring the matter here, because this is the competent place and the jurisdiction to entertain such matter and all that.
We should get evidence against the police officer who made that comment, and they put up a petition against him to Police Service Commission, if he's a superior police officer, to Inspector General of Police, and make it public, so that the members of the public can come in.
How them settle this case go show how the Inspector General of Police they take tackle the way police they operate for ethics matter, and as him won't take better the force and their general waka. My people, Igbo people they talk say, e no good make man lost go the same day where him goat lost go. Armed robbers enter your house, attack you, wound you, and then now you them come arrest, say you go pay 50,000 naira to treat the robber wey nearly kill you. Sake of now for your area them catch am come beat am. Oga Inspector General, abeg make you do combine the dance wey you dey do with the one where your waist bead and ankle bead they do. Make all of them for follow one step. Now here we go close book of corruption tori today. Till we reach next week when another tori go come your way again. Una bye bye yo.